Good morning, class. So, today, before we start our topic, I will like to start with a question for you all. You all must be aware of the different mobile brands available in the market. So, just let me know which mobile phone your family use and also which mobile you want for yourself. So, these are the two questions. Which mobile phone your family use? Please let me know. Any of the brands you can let me know. And also which mobile you would like to use, you would like to have for yourself in future. So you all must be having different opinions and different brand awareness regarding the different products. So today, and our topic is demand. So we will understand the what is demand. So what is the definition of demand? So demand refers to the quantity of a specific good or service that consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price during a specific period. Okay. So here the three things must be fulfilled before we can say it is a demand. First thing, there must be a desire. Consumer must want the product. So the second question I ask you, which phone you want to use, right? So that was a desire. You have a particular brand in your mind that you want to use yourself. Second thing is willingness. You are also willing to pay for that product, right? You have a desire that I want so and so brand mobile for yourself, but you should also be willing to pay for that product, about that it should worth that value. And the third thing is ability. It's not only you have desire for something, willingness to pay, but if you don't have the ability to buy it, then it is not called as demand. Okay, what is ability? You must have that financial means to buy the product or services. So the three basic requirements must be fulfilled before we say it's a demand. First is desire, second is willingness, and third is ability. Okay, so I believe so far this all 3 points are clear, and what is demand, it's clear to you all. And if any of you have any kind of doubt, then please raise your hands and let me know. So we will know what is demand schedule. Okay, so here you can see a table which show you the relationship between the price and quantity demanded. Okay, here you can see the price in columns. It's 10 rupees, then 9 rupees, then 8 rupees. In the quantity demanded, you can see 100 units, 150 and 200 units. So you can see here, when the price is decreased, the quantity demanded is increased. Okay, so when the price was 10 rupees, how much was the quantity demanded? It was 100. And when it was reduced to 9 rupees, and then the demand went to 150 units. And when it reduced further to rupees 8, then the demand was twice than the first one. It is 200 units, right? So what we have understood here, as the price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up, right? So far it's clear. You can see in the graph also, when the price is less, the demand is more. So individual demand schedule. Okay, here you can also see, like this is one of the another example of the same thing. So when the price is 10 rupees, quantity demanded by individual was 2 rupees, 2 units, sorry. Then when the price was reduced further, 9 to 9, quantity demanded increased. Then price was further decreased to 8 rupees. Then the quantity demanded was increased to 4 rupees. Okay, so what is a market demand schedule? We will understand. Market demand schedule combines the individual demand schedules for all consumers in a particular market for a given good or services. Okay, so this is the combination of individual demand. Okay, so individual demand schedules, each consumer's willingness to buy at different prices. So every customer want to buy the things at different prices. Okay, then the second is market demand schedule, the sum of all individual demands at each price level. So all the individuals will demand at the same price level. And the third is total quantity demanded. Represents the total market demand at each price point. Okay. So types of demand we will understand. There are two types of demand, which is direct demand and indirect demand. So what is direct demand? Direct demand is a demand for a final good or service that is consumed directly by the consumers, right? So when we consume or we use a product directly or services, it's called direct demand. Is the demand for a product or service that is consumed without any further processing or transformation. So it means you directly when the consumer is directly using the services of consuming the goods, it will be called as direct demand. That particular product or services is not further going for further processing or transformation. Okay. So what are the examples for direct demand? Like food, clothing, entertainment, and transportations are the examples of direct demand. These things we directly consume and use the services. So then we will go for indirect demand. So indirect demand is the demand for a good or service that is used as an input in the production of another good. So when one particular good is used to produce another good, a finished product, is called indirect demand. For example, the demand for the steel is indirect because steel is used to manufacture automobiles. We see the automobile sector, they need steel to manufacture or produce their goods. But here what they need is steel to manufacture, but the demand for steel is indirect because here the consumer is not directly using or buying the steel but buying the automobiles. Okay, so consumers don't buy steel directly, but they demand cars which require steel. So these are the two examples of direct demand and indirect demand. So any questions are there, then please let me know. So we will see the types of demand: complementary demand, composite demand, and competitive demand. Okay, so we will study this thing in detail. What is complementary? We know complementary when one things go with another. Okay, so complementary demand refers to the demand of two goods that are used together. These goods are often consumed or used together. When the price of one good increases, the demand for another is complement decreases, right? The best example we can understand is that when the demand for coffee is likely to decrease when the price of donuts increases, because consumer might less inclined to buy coffee without their usual donut pairing, right? So when we visit a cafe or when we visit a coffee shop, we love to have donuts and coffee hand to hand, right? So when one of the prices is affected, is going high, then or decreasing, the another product will be also see the changes in demand. Okay, so composite demand occurs when a single good or service is used for multiple purposes. This means that the demand for the good is influenced by demand for all its uses. Okay, understood? So we'll just for example, we can understand better with the example of oil, which is used for various purposes, including transportation, heating, manufacturing. If the demand for oil will increase, the transportation and demand for all other sectors will also increase. Okay, so here one single product will affect the demand for other products also. Competitive demand, also known as substitute demand, arises when two or more goods or services can be used interchangeably to satisfy the same need. See, for example, if one particular product is getting costly, then I will use a substitute or similar product to satisfy my needs, right? So what is the best example for this? If the prices of apple increases, customer might buy to switch buying bananas, instead increasing the demand for bananas, right? So if apples will go higher, I want to have fruits for to become healthy, then I will switch to buying bananas, and this will lead to the increase in price of bananas. So far clear? Then please let me know. Complementary, composite, and competitive. So thoroughly today we have understood the different types of demand, right? So it's a assignment for your next class. Before we will start the next class, we will have a revision of this thing. So you study and make points and complete this assignment. Here two questions have been asked to you. Explain the different types of demand and give two examples of each type of demand. Okay.